And I'm delighted to say that tonight's 90 More is sponsored by none other than CyberGhost VPN. Let me tell you a little bit about them. When you connect to the internet, you let everyone know exactly where you are by leaving your IP address there for anyone to find. Each one of your online interactions is added to your online ID, but as opposed to your papers, your digital ID can be very easily accessed and viewed. Your internet service provider, the authorities, online service providers, third parties and snoopers, big frauds, can track your digital footprint and your online activities, and your private data can be easily exposed. And that's why you should hide your IP address with the help of a virtual private network. So protect yourself against frauds who pry where they shouldn't by signing up for CyberGhost VPN, the best virtual private network in the game. And look, lads, I've got you an awesome deal. They asked me if 40% discount was enough for the gang. I said, no, you're going to have to double down. They said, sorry, lad, we can't do 80%, but we will offer 79% off. That is if you use the link in the description box below. Check them out now. CyberGhost VPN.
This is for the ones who care.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching 90 More, back again with the breaking news for that ass. And the breaking news for that ass is that Mikel Arteta has guided his army, the Arse, to their first victory in the Premier League at Old Trafford since 2006. That's right, my fraudulent friends. Please exercise those freeloading thumbs and show your support on this historic day, and it is an historic day. Make no mistake about it, we've waited a long time to see a performance from the boys like this, grinding out a win against a big club away from home. I've forgotten when this feeling was last here, and I will be soaking it up and breathing it in. My sons! Sensational stuff from the boys who were not challenged today against the Manchester United side, who've been in fine form, beating Newcastle 4-1, PSG 2-1, 5-0 against the Bundesliga leaders. They're scoring goals for fun. But this club, my manager, getting the business done. He's not been faultless recently, I'm not going to lie. I've had questions that I've had to ask of him, including the formation, the style of play, the personnel that have been chosen. But today, I can't criticise too much, mate. What we have done as a football club in the transfer market by bringing in a midfielder with the quality of a Thomas Partey is set ourselves apart. It is a level up, lads. And the way that we were able to control the midfield, pressing with confidence. When you give this guy the ball, he wants to drive forward. He is a ball carrier. He is a pass master. He is a physical specimen. And he's an elite don who would start for any Premier League team in the country. Full stop, won't have a word said about it. My Donnies! Are you fucking dizzy? Yeah? I think you forgot for a second who we are. And yes, it is going to take, you know, some digging deep, some grinding out wins and performances like this to put us back to where we want to be. We already know the players have been letting the manager down. They've been letting the fans down on a consistent basis for God knows how long. Have we turned a corner here? Are we beginning to turn a corner? Make no mistake about it, we are, boys, we are. You've got to keep the faith, you've got to trust the process, and hopefully there are games against sides with less of an attacking threat who we will be able to play with more confidence against. But Arsenal created much the better opportunities. Willian combining nicely in the final third with Aubameyang, little 1-2, curls it, clipping the crossbar with a left-footed finish, which, had it been Nicola Pepe, goes in. Or even Bukayo Saka, who is industrious, is creative, and had a great opportunity to bury a free header as well himself. Lacazette taken off Eddie Nketiah and looked very despondent about it. I think he knows deep down that his chances are probably running out, but even he played his part today. He was unlucky to have an effort from close range deflected away from his path by Lindelof. Fantastic challenge, or that would have been a goal as well. As I say, Arsenal really did have the better of the game. And what are we seeing so far this season that we can talk about? My sons, yeah, rising up the table. We needed this. Level on points with Chelsea now, having lost to Leicester City, who obviously will be in contention for that, in and around those spots, or at least you'd think so. So this was a game of huge importance that we really couldn't afford to take nothing from. As I say, it wouldn't have been the worst result being a draw, but with the way that United have been at home so far this season, clearly there was a little bit of confidence from Arteta. I think United had one shot, and I think it was the Greenwood opportunity set up by Rashford. Beautiful through ball. It's like a Kevin De Bruyne style ball, that. However, Sir Marcus, who is obviously a nation's favourite right now, a little bit lost out there, and I felt like he was trying to provide for others where maybe the service should be for him. Midfield is United's problem, I reckon. They've got a player in Bruno who they're scared to drop because of the impact that he's had since he's come to the club, but he hasn't been at his best for a minute now. They've got Pogba, who's obviously returning now and looks in fine form, but is still going to get the brunt of the criticism even today, because I suppose he gave the penalty away at the end with a foul on Bellerin, which Aubameyang tucked home. Number 14, 14th FA Cup, and the number 14 who's just signed his new deal and needed a goal scores the winner to give Arsenal their first Premier League victory at Old Trafford for 14 years. Beautiful scenes of glorious emotion. Yes, there have been negative signs from Mikel Arteta, but what I'm hearing from neutral fans or fans of other clubs, it's just a little bit more respect when they talk about Arsenal. We're not as brittle bone disease as we once were. There is a little bit of a spine starting to appear, and I tell you what, industrious as anyone in the middle of the park today was none other than Mohamed Elneny, who is really gaining my respect, if anything, because I see him as a more useful option than Dani Ceballos, I have to be honest. He is not as afraid to go forward, not as afraid to try and break between the lines. He is a really hard-working midfielder who has clearly earned his place. Granit Xhaka relegated to the bench today. Pepe still on the bench, not too happy about that, especially seeing as it seems like every time he hits form or does something special in a game, he's dropped. And you know, there is a debate as to whether Willian has something in his contract via Kia as to, you know, Premier League starting minutes. But you've got to wonder what is going on there, because he has shown us signs recently, Pepe, of being useful, you know. Anyhow, I'm absolutely buzzing about tonight. As I say, it's been a long time that we've been waiting to beat a top 6 club away from home, never mind Manchester United at Old Trafford. And they will start to believe now. They will start to believe. I'm sure they would have started to believe already after the FA Cup win, after beating Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United away from home now. It's got to instill a little bit of confidence, a little bit of belief that you can do more, that you're capable of more. And if we can set up this side so that we are solid as a rock, and Gabriel, wow, he is fucking inspirational, I'll get onto him in a second, but if we can set up in a more structured format, becoming a more difficult team to break down, we have got players who can open up teams in the final third, especially the lower sides. And it's for that reason that initially I think the questions have started, because in terms of the games against Fulham, Sheffield United and West Ham, we've been playing the underdog. Now maybe that is who Mikel Arteta is. I think it remains to be seen, especially seeing as we've just come out of the window. He's only just got himself a couple of new additions and they are going to need some time to work out what's what. But let's talk about Gabriel, mate. Is he one of the best defenders in the Premier League already? Like, I'm not blowing smoke. This is not hot air, right? He looks sensational. I love the fact that he's left-footed. It gives you angles. He's got a passing ability. Long range, short range, he can pick up. And he is so strong in the challenge. Fearless. Not reckless. He's not David Luiz reckless, but he is definitely fearless. Inspirational. Wow, 22 years old, playing a decade ahead of his years. It is brilliant to see that he has hit the ground running, and he is really one of the few that Arsenal can depend on at the back right now. But let's not forget about the Kieran Tierney's of this world, who worked damn hard tonight. Let's not forget about Rob Holding, who nearly went on loan to Newcastle, and I'm sorry, but he should be ahead of Shkodran Mustafi. I don't care about, you know, that famous Wenger quote. It's like, I'm sorry that he didn't cost 50 million, yeah? I'm sorry that we've picked him up from Bolton. He looks damn good. Was he tested today? Yeah, he was. He was on a number of occasions, and he rose to the challenge like a leader, yeah? Like a grown man, like a big Arsenal Donny. Okay. I'm not going to get gassed. No, actually, I'm going to get gassed. Fuck that. 14 years I've waited to beat United at Old Trafford. Do you know how many gifts I've got in my WhatsApp over the last 2 years? Of Jesse Lingard dancing at the Emirates, yeah? Aubameyang boogieing down at OT. Aubameyang dancing his way into the history books for Arsenal Football Club, yeah? Ah, oh, beautiful scenes. The rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal is something that I grew up on. There was a decade of Arsenal or Manchester United winning the title. And for that time, we were relevant. We were in the conversation. It was game to game epic battles. If only in terms of you knew that whoever won that game usually won the league. It's not that anymore, is it? We're delusional if we think so. They're both big clubs still, but in terms of the history more so than anything, because where they are right now, they're both mid-table. Yes, United are in the Champions League, but the fear factor at Old Trafford was gone already. Now they've taken the fans out. We've covered what Mikel Arteta did so right in the game, so I think it's only fair that we touch on what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did so wrong. Without Martial on the side, I really feel like they have the perfect opportunity to use their new signing, Cavani, as a focal point. I'm a firm believer that Cavani's movement is elite, one of the best in Europe off the ball, and his goal scoring record speaks for itself. He is in the conversation with Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi in terms of goals scored over the past like 12, 13 years. That said, people seem to have written him off before he's even started, and he is being given dribs and drabs here. I've seen him make 2 substitute appearances I think now, and that may well be down to the fact that he had to quarantine, and United clearly haven't done their business efficiently, because had they got him in earlier, he is a fantastic option at least to have. That said, today he's way too defensive, isn't he? In the first half, United really showed no intention whatsoever. A very brief counter that created the only chance, I guess, the most clear-cut chance they had all game, and that was Rashford's ball through for Mason Greenwood to take first time. Difficult opportunity. There was another where I think it was Greenwood again set through. This time he's on his right foot, and I know he hasn't got a weaker foot, so I was very surprised he didn't take it first time. The angle wasn't the best, but that was almost all that they created. And some blame has got to go to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It really does, because you could see the intention flipped when they went behind. That is a telltale sign of something that I'm very wary of. As soon as you start to see coaches being reactive instead of proactive, it's worrying, because it means that their plan was to be the underdog. And for Manchester United to be the underdog against Arsenal, I mean, he can't have watched Arsenal recently, because Arsenal sit back. We don't really go forward that much. We're not that creative, and we have struggled to score goals. However, where we're not struggling is defensively, because Arsenal Football Club, 7 games into the Premier League season, have the best defensive record in the league. I'm going to say that again. Arsenal Football Club, yeah, with the likes of Granit Xhaka, Mohamed El Nenis, you know, all these fraudulent dons, have the best defensive record in the league. And if that doesn't show you a sign of progression under Arteta, then I don't know what will. There is, of course, going to be the argument when we play, you know, lower league sides or sides who have a fraction of the financial security that Arsenal do, or the luxury players that we've got at our disposal, where you expect more. I think we're still yet to see that from Arteta. But you can't have it both ways, lads, right? And for that reason, I'm down. I'm DTF for this Donny, yeah? I'm backing him full time. He's my manager, yeah? Trust the process, because clearly, more often than not, against the big teams, we are able to hang about. And we haven't done that for quite some time, lads. We've been out the game 15-20 minutes in, 3-0 down, those ones. We're not about that life anymore, yeah? We're going to make people earn it. You want to beat us, you've got to fucking earn it. The ball can go past, the man can go past, never both, yeah? Never both. Beautiful performance from my Donnies. A huge 3 points in terms of stability, in terms of hope. And, you know, I'll say this again, United at home this season in the Premier League have been awful. But that is an historic result. Huge. Dancing at Old Trafford. No fans to see the dance, but that's karma, my son. That's karma. If you're a United fan and you're in my WhatsApp group, you will be receiving that Aubameyang gift over and over and over. It's quite some time since United beat Arsenal in the league, actually. Arsenal got 4 points from the 2 games last season. I can't even remember the one before that, probably blocked out of my memory. Right then, that's about it for this time. I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you're all doing well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. But for now, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been huge.